hardest on the children. Let's just take it step by step. You know, Stan, Betty and I would love to have you and Francine over for dinner tonight.
Well, you can just forget.
That sounds wonderful, Tom. Stan, I think this actually might be good for you.
Some women can't make the babies, but have to raise their sister's kid as their own, because Anna Maria can do no wrong.
I understand, but is there any way?
Never mind, the younger sister could have been one of the world's best country.
So, do y'all have a grandma? If yes, then good luck. And if not, let me show you some of these that will make you happy that you don't got one. And trust me, you'll begin to question yourself, where's the actual grandma energy? These cartoon evil grandmas will make you wonder if they're like their grandkids or just waiting to eat them up. So let's dive in for some fun.
They even got along.
But then we realized we had a ton in common.
Like telling this story. We both apparently love telling this story. I thought I was just going to do it on my own, but oh well. In addition to both of us loving tea.
Betty Smith from American Dad, the world's worst cartoon grandma of all time. This woman isn't just bad at being a grandma, she's bad at being a human being. Like, if there was a hall of fame for toxic, selfish, batshit grannies, she would have her own wing. She ruined Stan's life before he even had a chance. Instead of, oh, I don't know, raising her kid with love and support, she played mind games with him so hard, he grew up with the emotional stability of a wet paper bag. This lady treated her own son like a goddamn experiment in psychological damage, and the results speak for themselves. The dude ended up as a paranoid government agent freak with more issues than a Maury episode.
We connected on a physical, emotional, and spiritual level.
But wait, it gets so much worse. Betty didn't just neglect Stan, she f***ed him up on purpose. She had so many sketchy boyfriends that Stan literally started kidnapping them and sending them to a goddamn island just to protect her. That's not normal behavior. Oh, and let's not forget the time she tricked her own son into killing his dang dog. Yeah, you heard that right. She guilt-tripped a little kid into murdering his best friend. Imagine growing up and realizing, oh yeah, my mom made me kill my own pet because she's a sociopath.
Mom, tell me this is a joke. There's no way you married this guy.
She did. Now, we're registered at Crate and Barrel, but if you'd rather make something, that would be a lot more special.
And her love life is so cringe. I mean, this woman goes through husbands and boyfriends like a fast food drive-thru, and they don't just leave, they disappear under highly suspicious circumstances. She married some Greek butcher named Hercules who somehow avoided getting kidnapped by Stan, and later she married Roger. Yeah, the alien. And why? Because she planned to murder him for insurance money. Isn't that so f***ed up? How do you plan to murder and fail when you're the one who conjured up the plan? After a lifetime of Betty Smith, this dude should be speaking in tongues. You want me to move on to the next one? Go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my channel because you won't want to miss this next one.
Oh dear, yes. Oh, your father was so handsome back then. I remember the day we met.
Oh, Barbara Babs Pewterschmidt from Family Guy. And before we even start on why she's the absolute worst, let's just take a moment to appreciate her absolutely batshit last name. Huber something money grubber? Excuse me? Like, who the hell came up with that? That isn't a name. That's a goddamn offensive stereotype in disguise. Who approved of this? Okay, you know what? Let's move past the absurd name and get into why Babs is the absolute worst human being, worst grandma, worst person, and worst mother in general.
By the shore. Perfect giant beach ball weather.
Would you like another John Barrymore and soda?
Ah, yes, thank you, Clarence. How are things in Terrible Hood?
Terrible, sir.
Good, good.
So we find out in Family Guy that Babs is Jewish and actually survived the Holocaust, which is a huge part of her past. But what does she do with that? Completely erases it. The second she marries Carter, she hides her Jewish identity just so her crusty old husband could get into country clubs. And the worst part, she says it was the right thing to do. Oh, I'm sorry, the right thing to do? Listen, honey, I'm not saying Carter's a great dude, he's a total asshole. But Babs, oh, she might actually be way worse. The moment Carter goes broke in Pediorica, she leaves his ass and immediately jumps ship to Ted Turner just to take his money and then hop right back to Carter when she's rich again. No shame whatsoever. This woman treats marriage like a subscription service.
Ah, you dumb bitch!
My friend and I held our breath, wondering which one of us he was talking to. But the lucky one was me, and from there, our romance blossomed.
Oh, and let's not forget, Babs pretends to be classy, but she's literally just faking it for Carter. and absolutely fabulous, she admits she grew up in humble beginnings in Weekapaug, Rhode Island, but she keeps up this phony rich lady act just to impress her husband. So basically, she's not just a sellout, she's a fraud. Imagine living your entire life pretending to be something you're not, just so you can stay married to a bitter old goblin like Carter. Yeah, could not be me.
I'm so glad the times are not changing.
You a bitch and a hoe and a hoe and a bitch.
My garden party has been ruined. But I'm beginning to tap my foot.
Chris, Meg, and Stewie barely exist to her. Like, if she remembers they're alive, it's definitely by accident. You ever notice she's never actually spending time with them either? She's too busy popping sleeping pills and getting wasted with Carter in the episode The Fat Guy Strangler. Imagine having all this money in the world and still choosing to be a terrible grandma. At least some rich grandmas spoil their grandkids. Babs? Hell nah. She's out here chasing clout and switching husbands like their phone plans. Babs Pewterschmidt is a phony, gold-digging, self-absorbed sellout who cares more about status than her own goddamn family. She abandoned her culture, raised a dysfunctional mess of a family, traumatized her own kid into insanity, and treats marriage like a business transaction. So why the hell does Carter even put up with this? Because at this point, these two really deserve each other.
We are going to have fun today. Just the gals gossiping and making authentic Italian sandwiches.
The only Italian she knows is the dressing. That's why she's putting on all the weight.
But wait, let's talk about the most hateful, bitter, miserable old hag in animated history, Nana Rose Bonfiglio in F is for Family. This woman is so goddamn toxic that I'm shocked that her own body hasn't given up on her just to escape her bullshit. Okay, first of all, how is she still alive? No, seriously, this woman is so goddamn evil, I'm convinced she's running on pure spite. She's like a cat. She's like if racism and bitterness were somehow given a human body in a bad wig. Have you ever met an old person so full of hate you just want to punt them into oblivion? Yeah, that's Nana Rose.
I didn't hear that.
Fat and deaf.
Marie, why don't you do the honors?
Whoop! I hear Philip. Be right back.
Nana Rose wakes up every single day just to make somebody's life hell. She hates Marie, her daughter-in-law, niece-in-law, because yeah, this family tree is already f***ed up, and constantly roasts her for her weight. Oh, and let's not forget, she's a raging fascist. This lady idolizes Mussolini. Yeah, the Mussolini. She's literally reading his autobiography like it's the goddamn Bible. Who in their right mind is still fangirling over Mussolini in any year? I wouldn't be surprised if she keeps a framed picture of the guy next to her family photos that she probably hates, by the way.
We find Anthony. He's out in the wild. I can't get to hockey now.
And racism? Oh, this lady is committed to it. She hates Jewish people, she hates Polish people, Irish people, and African Americans. Like, she's an equal opportunity racist. She has so much hate in her heart. I'm surprised she hasn't just spontaneously combusted from the sheer weight of all that evil. And her grandkids, she only seems to care about them when they're violent. Like, when her great-nephew Philip beat the absolute dog shit out of a homeless man live on television, she was proud. Proud! Like, she saw this kid go full WWE on a hobo and thought, yes, that's my boy! What kind of a psycho reacts like that? She doesn't even have one single redeeming quality. Not a single one. So, what did we learn today, and which do you think is the absolute worst? Do let us know your views in the comments below. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button and bell icon. Thanks for watching!